Somewhere between the day you just lived and the sleep waiting to take you, there is a frequency. You won't find it on any dial. It doesn't broadcast on a schedule. It comes when the hour is late and the lights are low, and you are ready to go somewhere without leaving where you are. This is the midnight frequency. What follows are radio dramas, some set in the smoky, rain-soaked world of the old golden age, where private detectives walked dark streets and every shadow had a secret. Some take place closer to now, some venture further out, into times and places that haven't happened yet. All of them are original stories, written in the spirit of the programs that once kept the whole country listening in the dark. From this moment forward, there are no interruptions, no commercials, nothing to pull you back. If you found something here worth returning to, we'd be grateful for your support. The details are in the show notes, but that's for later. Right now, there is only the story. Get comfortable. Let it come.
Hi, sweetheart, it's me. I know you're busy. Call me back when you get this. Love you.
6 seconds. That is the length of the message. 6 seconds of a woman named Eleanor Avery, recorded on a Tuesday, onto a cassette in a machine that no longer exists, 11 years before tonight. 6 seconds is also, as her son is about to discover, the exact length of time he is permitted to stand in his mother's kitchen, alive again, before the world takes her back. Consider Daniel Avery, a man who kept the tape and was afraid of it and was right to be. Tonight, a story about the only doors the past will open and the price of walking through them too many times. On the Midnight Frequency. Daniel Avery restored sound for a living. Old recordings, brittle tape, wax cylinders, the failing magnetic memory of the last century. He spent his days coaxing dead voices back into the air. It was, his colleagues joked, the perfect job for a man who lived more comfortably with the past than the present. When they announced that travel had been achieved, it did not arrive the way the films promised. No silver machines, no lightning. The discovery was stranger and quieter than that. You could go back, the physicists said, but only to a moment that had been recorded. A photograph, a film, a sound. The recording was an anchor, a fixed point the universe could still locate. Everything unrecorded, every unphotographed afternoon, every conversation no one thought to capture, was sealed, gone, dark, forever. The past was not a country you could roam. It was a handful of lit windows in an endless black house, and the only windows were the ones somebody had loved enough to record. Daniel understood the implications before most. He had spent his life with recordings. He knew, better than anyone, how little of any life is ever kept. And he knew that he had exactly one recording of his mother's voice. One. A 6-second message on a cassette he had transferred to digital with shaking hands the year she died.
Hi, sweetheart, it's me. Call me back when you get this. Love you.
He had never called her back. He had been busy. He had meant to do it that evening. She was gone by the weekend, and the message sat on the machine for a month before he could bring himself to save it. For 11 years, it had been the most valuable object he owned, and the one he could least bear to touch. And now, it was an address.
6 seconds. It's 6 seconds. What's the harm in 6 seconds?
And he was there. Not watching, not a ghost behind glass. There, in the kitchen of the house he grew up in, the linoleum under his shoes, the smell of the kettle, the radio his mother always left on for company, and his mother Eleanor at the counter with the phone receiver against her shoulder, mid-message. Alive, 54 years old, 3 days from a Saturday she did not know was coming.
Call me back when you get this. Love you.
She hung up. She turned. and for the first time in 11 years, Daniel Avery looked at his mother's face in motion. The small, private smile she made when she thought no one was watching, and he had time to say exactly one thing.
Mom, it's me. I got it. I got the message. I'm here. I love you too. I'm so sorry I didn't call. I should have called you back that night. I should have.
6 seconds, and the world took her back. He sat on the floor of the archive for a long time. He had touched the past. He had stood in the lost country, and he had used his 6 seconds to apologize to a woman who could not hear him, because the recording does not change. She says her line, she hangs up, she turns. You get the seconds that were kept, and not one instant more. The past is read only. You may visit, you may not edit, and she will never, ever hear you. A wiser man might have gone once and grieved and let it be a gift. Daniel Avery went back the next night, and the night after that. He learned the 6 seconds the way a pianist learns a phrase. He stopped wasting them on apology. He used them to look. The first second, the curve of her shoulder. The second, the smile. The third and fourth, her eyes as she turned, which he had forgotten were green with a fleck of brown in the left one. The fifth, the way she opened her mouth to say something to the empty kitchen that the recording never caught because the tape had already clicked off, a word he would never hear no matter how many times he went, sealed forever on the far side of 6 seconds. He went back 40 times, then 100. He told no one. He stopped sleeping properly. He played the cleaned-up tape on a loop at his desk so he could fall into it on his lunch hour. His work suffered. His friends stopped calling, and he did not notice, because what was a dinner invitation against 6 seconds in the lost country with his mother?
One more, just the eyes again. I almost had the word she was about to say. One more and I'll stop. One more.
This is the part of the story that is not about time travel at all. Because you do not need a recording and a fixed point in space-time to wear a groove into the past until you have worn away your present. People do it every day, with photographs, with a song, with a sweater in a drawer they will not wash because it still, faintly, holds a scent. Daniel had simply been given the literal machine for a thing the grieving have always known how to do. To stand in the doorway of a lost 6 seconds and refuse and refuse and refuse to come back into the cold daylight where the dead stay dead. And one night, on perhaps his 300th visit, exhausted, hollowed out, going back not for love anymore but the way a man returns to a drink, Daniel noticed something in the 6 seconds he had never noticed before. Underneath his mother's voice, underneath the radio and the kettle, faint from the next room, a sound the cleaned-up tape had always carried and he had never once heard, because he had spent 300 visits looking only at her. A child, laughing, in the other room. A small boy, perhaps 7, laughing at something on the television, the helpless, bubbling laugh of a child who is happy and safe and loved, and has no idea that any of it is finite.
That's me.
But now we hear her in a new light, calling toward the other room, fond. Daniel, supper in 5 minutes, wash your hands.
The recording was never only his mother. The 6 seconds he had been treating as a relic of her was also, had always been, a recording of him. Of a boy in the next room, laughing. Of a house with a mother in the kitchen and a child who was loved. The tape had not captured a goodbye. It had captured an ordinary Tuesday in the middle of a happy life, and preserved, in its hiss, the sound of what it is to be a child who has not lost anything yet. He came back to the studio, and he did not go again that night. He sat with the cleaned-up file, and he listened to the boy laughing in the next room over and over, and he understood at last the thing the 6 seconds had been trying to tell him for 300 visits, that he had been so busy mourning the woman that he had walked straight past the proof, in the very same recording, that he had been happy, that he had been loved, that the lost country was not only lost. Daniel Avery did the hardest thing a grieving man can do. He stopped going back. Not because it stopped hurting, because he finally did the arithmetic that the machine had been quietly performing on him the whole time. Every night he spent in his mother's 6 seconds was a night he did not record, a daughter he barely saw, a life he was not capturing. He understood, with the particular clarity of a man who restores recordings for a living, that he had been spending so long inside the only door to his past that he was leaving no doors at all to his own, that if he kept this up, when his own time came, there would be no lit windows in the black house for anyone who loved him to find. He was so busy visiting a recording that he had stopped making any. So he went home. For the first time in months, he went home, to a daughter named Mia, who had been wondering where her father went. And that night, after she was asleep, Daniel Avery took out his phone and he opened the voice recorder, the way his mother had once spoken into a machine without thinking, on an ordinary Tuesday, never dreaming it would one day be the only door left. And he recorded 6 seconds, for whoever might need them. For a daughter who, someday, in a black house full of sealed and unreachable rooms, might be desperate for one lit window with her father in it.
Hi, Mia. It's Dad. I'm right here. Call me back when you get this. I love you.
We tell ourselves the past is gone. It is not quite. It survives exactly where someone loved it enough to keep it. A photograph, a film, 6 seconds on a tape. The rest, the unrecorded ocean of ordinary days, sinks into a dark we cannot reach. Which means that every time you capture a moment, an ordinary kettle and radio Tuesday, you are not making a memory. You are building a door. You are leaving a lit window in the dark so that someone who cannot bear to lose you will have at least somewhere to stand. So, what have you recorded lately? And who is going to come looking for you in the black house when you are only a handful of seconds long? Be kind to your tomorrows. Leave them a light on. You have been listening to The Midnight Frequency.
This has been The Midnight Frequency. The studio goes dark now. Sleep well.